From professional athletes suffering major slumps to executives experiencing financial failure, Darleen Santore has seen it all in her role as a mental skills coach. She also experienced extreme setbacks in her own personal life.
For over 25 years, author and motivational speaker Darleen Santore, also known as Coach Dar, has been helping top CEOs, world leaders, and professional athletes come back stronger after dealing with some of life's most difficult situations. As a mental skills coach, she teaches people how to move forward in life by changing the way they respond to challenges and obstacles, just like she did. Coach Dar's own setbacks include 3 strokes, which started at the age of 25. In her book, The Art of Bouncing Back, Coach Dar gives proven strategies and techniques to help you become resilient in the face of adversity.
And who doesn't need that? Darleen Santore joins us now, and we welcome you to the 700 Club. It's great to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Your first stroke happened at 25. What happened? What initiated that?
I had sciatic pain, so I had gone to see a chiropractor, and when I went to see the chiropractor, when they manipulated the neck, it ripped the vertebral artery, so I was left bleeding in the brain.
Wow. How did you handle that? I mean, 25 years old, it created a stroke scenario for you that created some big issues. How did you mentally handle all of that?
Because I didn't have paralysis, but I had visual problems and balance problems, and I was working on a stroke unit as an occupational therapist taking care of the patients, I knew what to do. So I probably masked more of it than I showed, and I just worked through it because I felt like I needed to help others, not receive the help.
Well, one of the things that you did was make a deal with God after that first stroke. Tell us about that.
It was a few years after that everything kind of came crashing down, and I thought, I really felt called by God that I needed to get up and serve in a different way. And I said, when he said, drop your nets and follow, I did.
You had 2 more strokes, one at 38 and the other at 43. Now, by the 3rd stroke, I'm just saying, you know, most people would be discouraged, depressed. How did you battle that?
That 3rd one was the hardest.
I'm sure.
It really, because it took away a lot of speech, fine motor balance, and by that point, the 3rd one, you kind of are like, I know this rodeo a little.
Yeah.
And I had worked on all the mental skills work that I do with everyone. I started applying it to myself. And I had to do all of my own rehab because insurance wouldn't cover it.
Oh, my.
So I was sad that summer that I had to recover. It was a lot harder to come back from. But I persevered. I had my faith. And then I started giving back to others. I'd get on camera and I'd give speeches through, much like Zoom now. But I really came back to, if I could serve and if I could still speak and put myself in activities I used to do, I could get back.
But Darlene, weren't you afraid? Is this going to be my whole life? I mean, every few years, am I going to have another one of these?
Yes, because they say you have a 50% more chance likely to have another one each time. And my mom, when she was alive, she even said, are you worried? Because she had one as well. And I said, you know, Mom, as long as God allows us to be here, then he's going to see us through it. And I really lean on that.
So you must lean on it today because, you know, you could face a 4th. And but you continue to, the bounce back is the exciting part of what you've been able to do. What role did your faith play in all of this?
I don't know what I would do without it. I really don't. Because every day I pray, and every day... And it shifted my mindset to, I'm not here for me. I'm truly here as a servant of the Lord. So when I get up in the morning, if he still has me here, I serve. And that's what drives me.
You have helped a lot of people to bounce back, not necessarily from strokes, but from all kinds of, you know, financial issues, business issues. What are some of the essential pointers that you share with people that really seems to make a difference in how they manage all of that?
I really tried to get them to understand that God hardwired you a certain way. So while you may have a financial setback, a heart ache, job loss, whatever it may be, God still gave you the gifts he gave you. No one takes that away. So if I could get them to stay rooted in the hardwiring of how he created them, then they could get back up. Because loss will happen, but how he created us is never lost.
One point you make in your book is called Turning the Page.
Yes.
I want you to tell us what happened when you spoke to a neurologist.
Yeah, so from 25, when I was told at 25 years old, the first time when I had my first stroke, I was told I wasn't able to have children. And I lived with that for all these years because of the blood clot. And then just recently, when the neurologist said, "Did I hear you say all this time you thought you couldn't have children?" And I said, "Yes." He said, "You could have."
Wow. Wow.
And I have been living all these years thinking I couldn't, and wasn't in relationships because of that. And I had to sit there in the car and go, "God, I'm not sure why I'm receiving this information now." But then I said, well, I need to reframe this, because if you wanted it, it would have been. And it's time to turn the page and just keep going forward on what you call me to.
Yeah. There's an element of surrender in all of this, not the kind of surrender that goes, I can't do anything about this. I'm just going to wallow in the mud of my own situation. It's a different kind of surrender.
It really is.
Yeah. How did you get to the place where you could do that? Because you're really trading, I mean, even in what you're talking about with the childbearing, you're trading your dream for God's purpose.
Truly. And then the way I look at that is, but truly his dream is a better dream than I could ever dream of. So it is in that surrendering that I get to move forward.
Yeah. It's in that relationship. Really.
Every day,
every single day. The art of bouncing back. Wow. I mean, this is a big message for many people. Find your flow to thrive at work and in life anytime you're off your game. Everybody's off their game once in a while. What do you want the takeaway to be?
Just know that as long as we're here, we have the ability to bounce back. We are more resilient than we could ever imagine.
Yeah, I just kept thinking of Romans 8:28 as I read your book. All things work together for good.
Absolutely.
To those who love God.
Yes.
Well, I want you to know the book is available wherever books are sold nationwide. And Darleen Santore, The Art of Bouncing Back. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great to have you with us today.
Thank
Quite
you.
a story.